Let's push Steve over. He fell over. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to be working on my custom crawler build based on the VS410 chassis kit. This is part 5. I will throw some cards above if you want to see some of the other parts, but just to bring anyone that is new up to speed building a custom crawler build. So you should really subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure you click the bell so you can see when I do post those new videos. But in this one, we're going to be adding the gears and seeing how the motor and ESC is going to fit on. So I got the Hobby Wing axe system here. There's the 550 can. Clearances are tight. Hopefully it fits without any other modifications. I got to find a spot for the ESC and gearing. So thanks to Josh from Harley Designs, I did not have to do any like crazy guesswork or math. He pretty much laid it all out there for us, so shout out to him. He recommended this Kimbrough 50-tooth spur gear, so I went ahead and purchased that, and I got a 20-tooth 32 pitch pinion gear. So we'll see how the truck feels with those portal axles underneath there with this gearing setup. I'm going to take the transmission out, get the motor mounted up. I just have to find some screws that go in the motor to get it mounted onto the Vanquish transmission rather. And we'll get everything all buttoned up, get this ESC double-sided taped on there, and definitely going to have to cut the connector off and get a connector soldered on there. So we'll have to do some custom measurements. I'm going to cut these A, B, and C wires nice and short and just kind of get everything looking as good as I can. I'm going to add some of my favorite little black wire loom over that just to kind of button it up. I will have to run all 3 pieces through there. Maybe not. Maybe I can just zip tie it and it will look good. Gonna have to kind of play around and see. So first up is getting that transmission out. I have to take the drive shafts off. I got a couple guys in the shop here to help me with that, and we'll get those off. Just 4 screws underneath, get that transmission slid out, get the motor all in there. Well, first we're going to put the spur gear on, get the motor on there, get the gear mesh set, and see how everything fits. And then we will come back and let you guys know how it went. So, let's do it. Okay, so I got the motor on the transmission, but the only problem is my spur gear here, my pinion gear, is not the right bore size. I think I could drill it out, but there's not a whole lot of material if you look on that. So it's probably, it's for a 3mm, and the 550's got a 5mm shaft. Let's double check that. So I got my calipers here, and 0. And it looks like 4.8. Yeah, this thing's about 2 off all the time. So it's about a 5mm shaft, and that is a 3mm hole. And I don't want to drill it and not have the hole be perfect, because I don't know if I don't have any like metric drill bit, so it kind of, I could measure the drill bit, so I think I might give it a try. I don't know, but I'm just probably going to order another spur gear. But the next step will be to, well, we can actually see right here. If we put that in there, I don't think it's going to fit. We need that spacer that it came with to get that to fit. So I got to pull the spacer out and put a spacer underneath here to just raise it up just a little bit so it clears the links. That was a problem I was thinking I was going to have. To be honest with you, I don't know how big that spacer is, so I'm not sure if this motor is going to fit. I might have to get out the motor out of the Red Cat. I'm going to look and see, and then we will come back and figure out a new plan. So I'm going to get that spacer out and see if that will work. Okay, so here's a look at the spacer, and there's just no way that this is going to be enough on the bottom of this motor. So that is going to go on there like so, I believe. The other way around here. So that goes like that. And then our motor will sit on top of that. And it's just not going to clear the links. Apparently. Yeah, that's just not going to work. Son of a gun. So, I mean, you could always make something custom. I'm going to try to get a couple screws in and see if that pulls it down. So let's get a screw in here and see. That's a 2mm. Let's see. So we're sitting up against the chassis pretty good. So there's definitely not a lot of clearance. Let's see, that link doesn't get full travel. And that link is almost hitting the motor right there. But, I mean, the suspension is all the way down at that point. It's only when both are compressed, but it looks like it clears it. If you look in there, you can see just a little bit how close that is. I don't know how comfortable I feel with that. I think what I'm going to do is mount the smaller motor I have out of the Red Cat and then put this 3300 kV in the Red Cat. It's not ideal, but this truck's a lot lighter, so I don't think I need this 550 can. I think this 550 can will do much better in my Red Cat, because that truck is heavier. It could definitely use the extra juice. And maybe that one has a smaller shaft, and I can get the pinion on there. So the clearances here are just a little too tight for my liking. That link is so close to the motor. It's really hard to tell. It looks like it just clears it, but it's really hard to tell. And it's only if it's fully compressed. On one side, it's not even close. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up. It's like, what do I do? I mean, that thing is it's just fitting in there, so it's up against my wires here, which I don't like. The heat is going to melt the wire, so I will have to cut that off. But I think if I run the bigger can, it's not going to hit in this area right here. So I think I'd be okay, because the heat of the motor is going to be, yeah, no, it's cleared, but man, it's dang close. I'm not sure how I feel about all that. I mean, I really wanted to use a bigger motor in this, but this truck might not need it. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead, pull it off, and I try to fit that smaller can in there, because I just don't think maybe I need that. But I guess I'd have to desolder the wires, and I could use that ESC. I mean, the ESCs are the same, so I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to think about here a minute. So let me think about this, and we'll come back and see what happens. Alright, guys. So I did decide to go ahead and run the 540 can. Now, I was messing off camera with my Red Cat, and I cannot get the motor to pair with the ESC, so that is not good. So I'm not sure what is going on. I soldered it all up, having some serious issues with it. It just is not pairing, so I'm not really sure what to do here. I think I'm gonna just solder this motor up and see if I can get this one to pair, but I have to solder on a connection and all that, so I'm going to have to call it a night because it is pretty late. So tomorrow is another day, so we will pick up in the same video, I guess. That's what I'm gonna do. So I just kind of wanted to document that. I took this out the Red Cat, and for whatever reason, the 550 just does not want to pair to that ESC, and I'm not sure. The ESC should be the same, and the motor should be the same. Sensor wires the same. I mean, I got it all plugged in. You just push it on there, and you turn this. But yeah, I'm not sure, but this is definitely going to fit nicely for sure in here. So this will go in like so, and we can take that spacer out, and when my transmission is going to go like so, and the motor will go in like that, and we should have plenty of room here. Although I might actually have to use a spacer just to get it above the link just a little bit. So I still think I'm going to have to actually use the spacer, so we will get this all buttoned up when I return tomorrow. It's kind of getting late on Sunday night, and work comes quick, so sometimes you don't get things done that you want. I got all my screws kind of all set up here, so hopefully nothing gets messed up, and I can get to getting this thing all buttoned up. This is quite the project here. This is the last little hurdle, so I'm going to go do some research, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, guys, a couple days later, but we are back. So I did go ahead and pull out the 540 can out of the Red Cat, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get the 550 working in the Red Cat. The motor goes through its pairing process, and it just doesn't seem to work, so I was a little nervous, but I did get this one all set. I soldered on my connectors there, got everything all plugged in, so now all I have to do is mount this. My receiver is here. The only problem with it being in the back of the truck is the fan wire does not reach. Now, I might just take this fan off of here because I don't think I really need it on this crawler, so I'd probably put it on the other ESC for the 550 can. Maybe that one will generate a little more heat to the motor. That rig weighs a little bit more, but I just don't think I need a fan on here. Let me know in the comments if you think I should run this fan or not. For now, I'm going to take it off because depending upon where I mount this ESC, I mean, it's just not going to reach, so that's not good. I'm going to have to get some sort of extension or something, but the motor's all paired up. That is a process. If you have this, you have to unplug the ESC from the receiver. You hold the set button, and it does some stuff. It's really simple, but for some reason it is not working on my Red Cat. I've reached out to Hobby Wing, and they haven't really seemed to give me a good response yet, so I'm not sure. Another thing, to get this motor in there, you will have to use the little included spacer because the motor sits just a little bit too close to the link right here, so it sits a little too close to that. So I'm just going to bring it up so I don't have any clearance issues. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead, figure out where I want to mount this and all that, and when I'm done, we will be able to get the wheels turning. Oh yeah, another thing is, using this 540, I can now mount my spur gear on no problem because it's got a regular 3mm shaft, where the 550 can uses 5mm, which it was no problem because I have some Mod 1 gears, which the Red Cat uses. But for this build, it was nice. I can use everything kind of how I intended. And I don't know, I don't really think I need a 550 3300 kV in this crawler rig. This thing should have more than enough power. So enough chatting. I'm going to get to work here, get this all wired on there, and see what's good. Alright guys, I got everything all buttoned up. I mean, it is all built. It is a crawler. Only thing I need to do is do some zip ties on the wires here. I should have put my sleeves on there before I went ahead and soldered on here, but I'll zip tie it and then maybe drill a hole and then put another zip tie through here just to get those wires kind of down. I don't know. It's actually not too bad. Wires kind of, I don't like a mess. These slide right in the back here. I might zip tie these together right here and then maybe throw some tape. I don't know. It probably won't stick so well. Battery's all in, and the servo is not aligned, but it's all hooked up. So I guess all we have left to do is just fire this bad boy up and see what happens. Now, I unplugged the sensor wire, so hopefully I don't have to pair anything again, even though I already paired it. So we shall see what happens. So my radio is on the model. I haven't named the model yet. Let's move some stuff out of the way. Let's hope this thing doesn't take off. Now, I did go ahead and I mounted the ESC on this side because the motor's on this side, so I was kind of trying to keep the weight balanced was kind of my idea, and all the wires kind of seem to fit nicely this way, so that's how I went. My gear mesh is set. It should be pretty good. Let's plug this thing in. It's all plugged in. Those wires are a little long, but what are you going to do? Okay, radio's on. It's beeping. My steering is the wrong way. That is not a problem. I can fix that in 2 seconds. So I'm going to go to my menu. Reverse. And go to steering. Reverse. Okay. Actually, it doesn't seem to have the power I would like it to have. But it's not centered yet. The steering seems okay though. Okay, moment of truth. Let's give it a little throttle and see if it moves. Oh yeah. Wow, nice slow control. Let's push Steve over. He fell over. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to lift it up. Let's see. Whoa, it's got some speed to it, it seems. So, I mean, it is ready for a crawl. It just doesn't have a body. But I got the body. That will be the final step in the build. I am really going to take my time on that body. I have a test body that I am going to be using. And I'm going to try to drive the truck a little bit and get the test body working. And try to just get all the kinks worked out. Now, you will see I still got these Traxxas shocks in here. They're really firm. I'm going to take them out and put some oil in them just because I have no idea what is in there. And I would like to know exactly what I'm running. I wanted to go with some other shocks, but I'm not sure if the budget allows it right now. We'll have to see. I know Harley Designs did go to a 90 millimeter instead of 95 just to bring that ride height down with the portal axles. But I don't know, it seems okay, so I might run these. I don't know what springs I have in the front, but you can clearly see I got the green springs here in the back. I don't think the truck's sitting too high. The links seem okay. They're not, you know, the angle on them's not too crazy. This one's pretty level. So I don't know how much lower it can go, but, you know, it's not a comp rig or anything. I'm just looking to get this body built, make it pretty scale. I mean, I guess it's not so scale with the portal axles underneath it on a truck that doesn't come with portal axles, but you know, I was going for something different, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it overall. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get the body painted, drive it, get the kinks out. I'm sure this will not be the last video on it, that's for sure. We're gonna have to do many more videos, but as far as the building aspect of it goes, we just got a couple more parts with the body. Let me know in the comments below what color you think I should paint that Ram Charger. I do have a color scheme in mind that I want to go with. I was looking at some pictures, but I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know what you think of this, and let me know what you think of the axe. I know it gets different reviews, but to be honest with you, I really like how smooth it is, and I like all the programmability right on my phone, so I'm pretty happy with that. The only other thing I might do is put a different, really lightweight pack I have, although I don't think it will fit with these straps. I think it's actually too small for those, but I'm looking to save a little bit of weight up there, but we will get the scale in and see how much it weighs when it is all done. So yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video. It was probably pretty long here, but got everything going, and now I just got to work on that Red Cat. I have no idea what is wrong with that motor, so hopefully Hobbywing can sort that out for me, because this one seemed to work without a hitch. So really appreciate everyone for watching my videos, and make sure if you're new, you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.